Question 1. What is the capital city of Australia? A. Sydney. B. Melbourne. C. Canberra. Correct answer. C. Canberra. Canberra is Australia's federal capital, located in the Australian Capital Territory, an enclave in southeastern New South Wales. Its location was a compromise reached after Australia's 1901 federation, as the rival cities of Sydney and Melbourne both sought to be the capital. Question 2. What is the official long-form name of Australia? A. Republic of Australia. B. Commonwealth of Australia. C. United States of Australia. Correct answer. B. Commonwealth of Australia. When the 6 British colonies federated in 1901, they formed the Commonwealth of Australia, the country's formal constitutional name. Question 3. Who is the head of state of Australia? The Prime Minister. B. The Governor-General. C. The King. King Charles III. Correct answer. The King. King Charles III. Australia is a constitutional monarchy. The monarch, currently King Charles III, is Australia's formal head of state. The Governor-General acts as the monarch's representative in Australia. Question 4. Who is the Prime Minister of Australia, federal head of government? A. Scott Morrison. B. Anthony Albanese. C. Malcolm Turnbull. Correct answer. B. Anthony Albanese. The Prime Minister is the head of the Australian government, leader of the party or coalition holding the majority in the House of Representatives. The current Prime Minister is Anthony Albanese of the Australian Labor Party, who assumed the office on 23 May 2022. Question 5. Which city is Australia's most populous? A. Melbourne. B. Perth. C. Sydney. Correct answer. C. Sydney. Sydney is Australia's largest city by population and is known for its harbour, the Sydney Opera House, and Sydney Harbour Bridge. Question 6. Which state is Melbourne the capital of? A. New South Wales. B. Victoria. C. Queensland. Correct answer. B. Victoria. Melbourne is the capital city of the state of Victoria and a major cultural and economic centre. Question 7. Which Australian state is Perth the capital of? A. South Australia. B. Western Australia. C. Northern Territory. Correct answer. B. Western Australia. Perth is the capital of Western Australia and sits on the country's west coast. Question 8. What is the world-famous coral reef off Australia's northeast coast? A. Ningaloo Reef. B. Great Barrier Reef. C. Raja Ampat. Correct answer. B. Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest coral reef system, stretching for more than 2,000 kilometers along Queensland's coast and containing thousands of reef and island systems. It's internationally recognized for biodiversity and conservation importance. Question 9. What is the official currency of Australia? A. Australian pound. B. Australian dollar. C. Sterling. Correct answer. B. Australian dollar. Australia uses the Australian dollar, introduced with decimalisation in 1966, and is commonly used for all domestic transactions. Question 10. Which is the highest mountain on mainland Australia? A. Mount Kosciuszko. B. Mount Townsend. C. Mount Bogong. Correct answer. A. Mount Kosciuszko. Mount Kosciuszko, 2,228 Maat, in the Snowy Mountains, is the highest peak on the Australian mainland. Some external territories have higher peaks, but on the mainland, Kosciuszko is the tallest. Question 11. Which two animals appear on the Australian coat of arms? A. Kangaroo and emu. B. Koala and kangaroo. C. Emu and platypus. Correct answer. A. Kangaroo and emu. The kangaroo and the emu flank the shield on the coat of arms. They were chosen because they are native and are popularly thought to symbolize forward movement. Neither readily moves backwards. Question 12. What day is celebrated as Australia Day? A. 1st January. B. 25 April. C. 26 January. Correct answer. C. 26 January. Australia Day is observed on 26 January, the anniversary linked to the 1788 arrival of the First Fleet. Question 13. Which of these is an indigenous group of Australia? A. Maori. B. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. C. Inuit. Correct answer. B. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders. Australia's First Nations include Aboriginal peoples, mainland and Tasmania, and Torres Strait Islanders from the Torres Strait Island region between Australia and Papua New Guinea. Question 14. How many states does Australia have? A. 4. B. 6. C. 8. Correct answer. B. 6. Australia comprises 6 states: New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, South Australia, Western Australia, and Tasmania, plus several territories, including the Northern Territory and the Australian Capital Territory. Question 15. Which city hosted the 2000 Summer Olympics? A. Melbourne. B. Brisbane. C. Sydney. Correct answer. C. Sydney. Sydney hosted the 2000 Summer Olympics. The Games are remembered for excellent organization and iconic moments, such as Kathy Freeman's victory and lighting of the cauldron. Question 16. What is Uluru Ayers Rock? A. A mountain range. B. A sandstone monolith sacred to Indigenous people. C. A national wildlife park. Correct answer. B. A sandstone monolith sacred to Indigenous people. Uluru is a large sandstone monolith in the Northern Territory and holds profound spiritual significance for local Anangu people. It's also an iconic natural landmark. Question 17. Which Australian city is the legislative centre, Parliament House, for the federal government? A. Sydney. B. Canberra. C. Melbourne. Correct answer. B. Canberra. The Parliament House is in Canberra, Australia's capital and the seat of the federal government. Question 18. Which Australian river is the longest? A. Darling River. B. Murray River. C. Murrumbidgee River. Correct answer. B. Murray River. The Murray River is Australia's longest river system, running across the southeast and forming a major agricultural basin, the Murray-Darling Basin. Question 19. What is Australia's national floral emblem? A. Waratah. B. Golden wattle, acacia. C. Kangaroo paw. Correct answer. B. Golden wattle, acacia. The golden wattle, Acacia pycnantha, is the national floral emblem of Australia and is celebrated on Wattle Day. Question 20. Which of the following sports originated, or is most closely associated, with Australia? A. Baseball. B. Basketball. C. Aussie rules, football. Correct answer. C. Aussie rules, football. Australian rules. Football developed in Victoria in the 19th century and is a uniquely Australian code widely followed in parts of the country, especially Victoria, South Australia, and Western Australia. Question 21. Which of these is Australia's largest state by land area? A. Queensland. B. New South Wales. C. Western Australia. Correct answer. C. Western Australia. Western Australia covers the largest land area of any Australian state, taking up roughly 1/3 of the continent. Question 22. Which island is the Australian state of Tasmania closest to? New Zealand. B. Papua New Guinea. C. Mainland Australia, southeast coast. Correct answer. C. Mainland Australia, southeast coast. Tasmania lies just south of mainland Australia, separated by the Bass Strait. Hobart is its capital. Question 23. Which famous Australian outlaw is known for wearing homemade armor? A. Ben Hall. B. Ned Kelly. C. Captain Moonlight. Correct answer. B. Ned Kelly. Ned Kelly is an infamous 19th century bushranger known for his gang, armor made of metal plates, and his trial and execution. He's become a complex folk figure in Australian history. Question 24. Which of these is the oldest continuous parliamentary building in Australia still used for government today? A. Old Parliament House, Canberra. B. Victorian Parliament House, Melbourne. C. Sydney Town Hall. Correct answer. B. Victorian Parliament House, Melbourne. Several state parliaments have older continuous buildings in use. Victoria's Parliament House, Melbourne, has been used for the state legislature since the 1850s. The federal parliament moved from Old Parliament House to the new Parliament House in Canberra in 1988. Question 25. What is the Outback? A. Coastal tourist towns. B. Urban centers in Australia. C. Remote inland regions with sparse population. Correct answer. Remote inland regions with sparse population. The outback refers to the vast, remote, arid interior regions of Australia, characterized by low population density and distinctive landscapes. Question 26. Which Australian musician performed the song Waltzing Matilda? A. It's a traditional folk song. The lyricist was Banjo Patterson. B. Kylie Minogue. C. John Farnham. Correct answer. A. It's a traditional folk song. The lyricist was Banjo Patterson. Waltzing Matilda is a famous Australian bush ballad with lyrics by Banjo Patterson, 1895. It's an important cultural song, often mistakenly thought to be a national anthem. Question 27. Which Australian scientist played a key role in making penicillin available as a treatment? A. Howard Florey. B. Ian Fraser. C. Elizabeth Blackburn. Correct answer. A. Howard Florey. Sir Howard Florey and his team at the University of Oxford developed methods to purify and produce penicillin for clinical use during World War II. Florey had Australian origins. Question 28. Which animal is native to Australia and found nowhere else in the wild? A. Kangaroo. B. Polar bear. C. Lion. Correct answer. A. Kangaroo. The kangaroo is an iconic marsupial native to Australia. There are many species of kangaroo, and many marsupials are unique to Australasia. Question 29. What is the Australian government's parliament structure? A. Unicameral, 1 house. B. Bicameral, 2 houses. C. Tricameral, 3 houses. Correct answer. B. Bicameral, 2 houses. The Federal Parliament of Australia is bicameral, consisting of the House of Representatives, lower house, and the Senate, upper house, following the Westminster model adapted to a federal system. Question 30. Which Australian city is famous for the Harbour Bridge and Opera House? A. Perth. B. Canberra. C. Sydney. Correct answer. C. Sydney. Sydney Harbour is the location of the Sydney Opera House and the Sydney Harbour Bridge, international symbols of the city. Question 31. Which of these is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Australia? A. The Louvre. B. Great Barrier Reef. C. Yellowstone. Correct answer. B. Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is a UNESCO World Heritage Site because of its natural values and extraordinary biodiversity. Question 32. Which Australian state contains the city of Adelaide? A. Tasmania. B. South Australia. C. Victoria. Correct answer. B. South Australia. Adelaide is the capital of the state of South Australia and is known for its festivals, wine regions nearby, e.g., Barossa Valley, and planned city layout. Question 33. What is an Australian bushwalk? A. A ceremonial dance. B. A short drive into the city. C. Hiking in natural bushland. Correct answer. Hiking in natural bushland. Bushwalking refers to walking or hiking in native bush or wilderness areas, Australia's term for backcountry hiking. Question 34. What large rock formation lies within Uluru-Kata National Park besides Uluru? The 12 Apostles. B. Kata Tjuta, the Olgas. C. The Pinnacles. Correct answer. Kata Tjuta, the Olgas. Kata Tjuta, the Olgas, is a group of large domed rock formations located near Uluru and is culturally significant to local indigenous people. Question 35. What was the year of Australian Federation, the official formation of the Commonwealth? A. 1788. B. 1851. C. 1901. Correct answer. C. 1901. On the 1st of January 1901, the 6 self-governing British colonies federated to form the Commonwealth of Australia under the Constitution. Question 36. Which of these is Australia's largest external territory by area? A. Christmas Island. B. Norfolk Island. C. Australian Antarctic Territory. Correct answer. C. Australian Antarctic Territory. The Australian Antarctic Territory, claimed area in Antarctica, is Australia's largest external territory by area. It is governed under the Antarctic Treaty System. Question 37. Which famous Australian sprinter lit the Olympic cauldron and won gold in Sydney 2000? A. Steve Waugh. B. Kathy Freeman. C. Ian Thorpe. Correct answer. B. Kathy Freeman. Kathy Freeman, an Indigenous Australian, lit the cauldron and won the women's 400 millers at the Sydney 2000 Olympics, an iconic moment in Australian sport and cultural life. Question 38. Which of these animals is native to Tasmania and found only there in the wild? A. Quokka. B. Tasmanian devil. C. Dingo. Correct answer. B. Tasmanian devil. The Tasmanian devil is native to Tasmania and is famous for its strong bite and defensive behavior. It has faced conservation threats from disease. Question 39. Which star pattern appears on the Australian flag? A. Big Dipper. B. Southern Cross. C. Orion's Belt. Correct answer. B. Southern Cross. The Southern Cross constellation, visible in the Southern Hemisphere, is displayed on the Australian flag, along with the Commonwealth Star and the Union Jack. Question 40. How many points are on the Commonwealth Star on the Australian flag, and what do they represent? A. 5. The 5 territories. B. 6. The 6 states. C. 7. 6 states plus territories. Correct answer. C. 7. 6 states plus territories. The Commonwealth Star has 7 points, 1 for each of the 6 states, and 1 representing the territories together, and any future states. Question 41. Which body of water lies directly to Australia's west? A. Atlantic Ocean. B. Indian Ocean. C. Pacific Ocean. Correct answer. B. Indian Ocean. The Indian Ocean borders Australia's west coast. Australia is between the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Question 42. Which Australian city is the capital of Queensland? A. Newcastle. B. Brisbane. C. Cairns. Correct answer. B. Brisbane. Brisbane is Queensland's capital and a major subtropical city in the country's northeast. Question 43. Who was the first European known to make recorded landfall on Australia's coast in 1606? A. Captain Cook. B. Willem Janssen. C. Abel Tasman. Correct answer. B. Willem Janssen. Dutch navigator Willem Janssen made an early recorded European landing on Australia's western Cape York Peninsula in 1606. Later explorers like Abel Tasman and James Cook charted other parts of the coastline. Question 44. Which of these is a famous wine region near Adelaide? A. Barossa Valley. B. Hunter Valley. C. Margaret River. Correct answer. A. Barossa Valley. The Barossa Valley, near Adelaide in South Australia, is one of Australia's most famous wine regions, especially for Shiraz. Hunter Valley and Yarra are in other states. Margaret River is in Western Australia. Question 45. What does the phrase mateship commonly refer to in Australian culture? A. A specific legal contract. B. Friendly loyalty, solidarity, and mutual support. C. A formal title of nobility. Correct answer. B. Friendly loyalty, solidarity, and mutual support. Mateship captures valued social qualities such as friendship, loyalty, equality, and mutual help. It's a notable part of Australian cultural identity. Question 46. Which Australian city is known as the Garden City and is the capital of the Northern Territory? A. Alice Springs. B. Darwin. C. Catherine. Correct answer. B. Darwin. Darwin is the capital of the Northern Territory and is known for tropical climate, rich Indigenous cultures, and history. Question 47. Which Australian invention contributed to modern Wi-Fi technology, often credited to an Australian research team? A. Black box flight recorder. B. Wi-Fi protocols from CSIRO research. Microwave oven. Correct answer. B. Wi-Fi protocols from CSIRO research. Australian research at CSIRO, Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organisation, developed technologies that helped enable modern wireless LAN Wi-Fi standards. Patent and licensing disputes followed internationally. Question 48. Which of these is a protected national symbol that appears on coins, emblems, and government imagery in Australia? A. Kangaroo. B. Elephant. C. Maple leaf. Correct answer. A. Kangaroo. The kangaroo and the emu are used widely as national symbols on coins, government seals, and the coat of arms, and convey uniquely Australian identity. Question 49. How many official flags are there in Australia? A. 1. B. 2. C. 3. Correct answer. C. 3. Australia has 3 official flags: the Australian national flag, the Aboriginal flag, and the Torres Strait Islander flag. Question 50. Do you know which is the second largest state? A. Victoria. B. Southern Australia. C. Queensland. Correct answer. C. Queensland. Queensland is the second largest state in Australia by land area, covering about 1.85 million square kilometers. The largest state is Western Australia, which is more than 2.5 million square kilometers. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel.